Hi, and welcome to CryptoBiography. I'm your host, Brandon Starr, and this is episode 391 of CryptoBiography, and it's part 3 of The Next Day. And here we go. Though there was some risk, she decided to approach the young man before anyone else could show up. She moved through the bushes, still quite silently. She could be very quiet when needed. When she was less than 10 meters away, she stepped around a tree. Though he was facing mostly away from her and didn't notice, and simply said, without too much volume, "Hey." He spun around. He even raised his hands into fists for a moment. Then he relaxed, at least a little. "Who are you?" he asked her. "Betty. My friends call me Bette. You?" "Daniel." "Okay, Daniel. Who are you waiting for?" "What makes you think I'm waiting for anyone?" "You walked almost to my town, then turned around and looked behind you." Daniel gave a laugh that was a little like a grunt. "Yeah, my family's coming." "Y'all looking to move?" "More or less." Daniel looked at her, really for the first time, she thought. He seemed to brighten up. "Care to wait with me, Bet? My family should be here any time. Not sure what's keeping them. It could be any number of things. Sure, I'll wait with you." Bet, however, didn't move any closer to him, and when he took a step forward, she took one back. "From right here, though. Thank you, Daniel." "Suit yourself," he said, and turned around. He kept looking for his family. Moments turned into minutes, then stretched into what must have been a half an hour or more. "Why are you looking to move?" Bet asked. "We're spreading the word," he said. "The word?" Bet asked. "Yes, the word of God," Daniel said. Bet felt a stone in her stomach. When her namesake had gone to the mainland, she'd found that the entire society was taken over by irrationalists. Now it seems they were on the island as well. "Do you have a big family?" she asked. She wanted it to sound casual, but it was anything but a casual question. "Many family units," Daniel replied. "Sounds great," Bet said, but she was quietly taking a step backwards. "And are all you moving?" "All the ones on the road, yes," Daniel replied. He still hadn't turned around, so she asked one more question before getting ready to slip away. "And did you move to Rockford as well?" Rockford was the closest town north on the road. "We just did," Daniel said. "Now it's time to move here. Last town on the island." She hated how that phrase sounded, but did not ask anything further. She was already stepping away and had put trees between him and her. "Hey!" she heard behind her. She sped up a bit, but soon it was clear that he didn't know where she was exactly, and probably he was supposed to be waiting along the road. But he knew where she lived, and they were coming soon. And they knew that their town was the southernmost on the island. Had they really taken over Rockford and the other towns on the island? It was a question that rattled around her mind as she moved, now at a run through trees and brush. She didn't want to go on the road at all, but knew the side paths so well it didn't matter. She was back in town nearly as quickly as if she had taken the direct road. The town gathering was still winding down when she sprinted into their view. She was yelling, and everyone who was still at the park turned to look at her. "They're coming! The irrationalists are here!" she yelled. They stood up, all except the children, who looked up at their parents in confusion, and for the older ones, some alarm. Her parents rushed forward. "Tell us," they said. Bet gave them the story very quickly. Her mother was one of the heads of the defense committee. She was off spreading the word and gathering the defenders. Her father said, "Laura, she's at home," and with a quick pat and a grin of pride at his daughter, ran for home to let his younger daughter know of the danger, and probably to make other preparations. And that's the end of the story for this week. I wish it was a little longer. I really hoped to have more time, but it turns out that this week was busier than I thought. It's just something that's going to happen around the holidays, unfortunately, sometimes. And it may happen again this week, but I will write as much as I can. So thank you for listening. If you have any questions or comments about this episode or previous episodes, cryptobiography@gmail.com, or hit us up on Facebook or Blue Sky. And I sort of use Twitter X, but not very much anymore. Thanks for listening. Words and music copyright 2024, Brandon Starr, all rights reserved. Characters and events are fictional, fictionalized, or satirical.